Greetings and salutations, internet denizens. It is I, Wolffoetowtech, coming directly to you through the power of the internet via the YouTube video sharing platform. And as you see by the title, this is going to be a short video. Get my books out of the way. But I want to lean on my desk here. But I've recently been in communications with an individual who claims to be Mario Kart Gamer Dude. He has, by the way, a new channel called MK Gamer Dude Central. I do believe that's how it's spelled out. MK Gamer Dude is all in one word, and then Central is a separate word, or is it MK Gamer? I will post on one of his videos to come over to comment on this video. But from what I got from him in the comments on the videos on that channel and other things is that it's largely believed now that he was not banned because of Coppa. It was actually due to the fact that he was on a major upload tear. He was uploading a lot of videos at one time, apparently. And he now believes, based on the wording from messages from YouTube, that it was basically just spam. So, because he saw the word spam in there. I don't know exactly if that is 100% true. I don't know if it's part of the long list of things and that's simply the direction he went with it on. But according to him, it was spam because he said that he basically saw the word spam in the list of things. And he was, according to him, uploading a lot of videos at that time, and I commented, I replied to that statement and said, I guess I can see that's a good thing to know, because every so often people will notice that I will get up into my own little upload tear, and I will upload a lot of videos. Those are get into a 4 or 5 video a day kind of run, depending on what's going on and whether I have a few days off from work. I happen to work in the metals recycling industry, so every so often I'm a head of quality assurance in the front lot. So yeah, fruit fly. So I basically spend all day basically having to tell people that their aluminum is actually iron, and then stick a magnet to it, and people get upset. That is just standard with my job. And I have to break a lot of bad news to people, because iron is like 2 cents a pound right now. So, yeah, that's what I got, and hopefully he comments in this video in the section below, and anyone who wants to follow him over to his channel and watch his videos, his new channel, they can go ahead and do so. Anything else quickly? I want to make sure this video is short, but I've started a new play series of Pokemon Shield, and I also throw a sword in as well. But I've also been doing some research, and I found that Bethesda and CD Projekt Red are also okay with Let's Plays. So they're not gonna flag me or anything for that. I don't want to upload a video and get flagged the shit out of. Sega, their official stance on Let's Plays is basically you have to get permission from us first. Otherwise, if we spot you and you're monetizing it, we're gonna hit you. And we might just hit you even though it's not monetized too. So that's the short and quick of it. Where Bethesda and CD Projekt Red are like, make the videos, make sure that they're appropriate to the material, and you're good. And I'm good with that. I don't care if I don't make money. I just don't like losing money, and I don't like being attacked. So, although I'm used to being attacked all the time, it's just I'd much rather not be attacked whenever possible, when I'm just trying to do some nice stuff, okay? So you might start seeing more Bethesda and CD Projekt Red games appear on the channel, primarily focusing around Nintendo platforms. So, you know, when Doom 64 comes out, I'm probably going to do a run on that on the channel as well. Get more T and M rated games into the circulation so it balances out against all the E games I keep playing. I naturally play E games and teen games myself, so that's kind of the concerning thing with Coppa right now, is that all my videos are rated E10 or rated E10 on the channel. I naturally go with games that are low in violence and hostility, because I just end up having to deal with that a lot at my day job. So and trust me, if you work in if you work in retail, I never worked in retail my entire life. I've talked to a lot of people in retail. I work in the recycling industry, specifically a scrapyard. I often put the link to the scrapyard in the comment section below. Not in the comment section below, in the description box. You'll see it under the sponsor tag, because the guy pays my wages, so I might as well give him some free advertisement. But anyways, I work in the front yard, and I'm basically the head guy on the quality assurance. Basically meaning, as I said before, I basically had to tell people that that something is not bare bright copper. It is actually number 2, because the diameter is too thin and there's a lacquer on the surface. And then people get upset, and then they you know, it's one of those things, you know, where it's like, I talk with people who are from retail, and I kind of chuckle, because their retail is terrible in itself, and anywhere in the public, anywhere in the service industry is terrible in itself. But then you throw in the whole thing that the thing I write down for their material determines how much they get paid, and that cranks it up to another level of assholeness. I get some people who are I get a bunch of people who are really nice, but sometimes I will literally get people who will put iron in their copper, leave lead in their iron. I don't know why they leave lead in their iron, or because they're idiots. This is another thing that just completely my mind every so often. But sometimes people will think that they are clever and are getting one over on the system, when in fact they are screwing themselves, and they don't trust you that you are trying to help them when they are screwing themselves, because they think you're trying to screw them. So it's just one of those insane ass things, you know. People putting lead inside of iron. Iron is 2 cents. Lead is in, oh god damn it, I don't know the price for lead. Lead is typically in that 35 to 55 cent range, depending on quality of lead and anything that's mixed into it, shit like that. Lead is worth a lot of money compared to iron, but I do not know the current price for lead. Aluminum cans are 30 cents right now. That is always annoying when people stuff batteries and iron into their aluminum cans. Technically, in the recycling industry, if you do that, I could call up the police. I could pick up your can, show it to the police. There's iron inside this can, and the police can take you to jail, because you are literally breaking the law doing that. So, but we don't do that. It freaks out people and scares them away from recycling. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching the video, and enjoy your evening. I'm going to try to get up a Scrap Clicker 2 video very soon, and work on my other videos. I have tons of videos, but I try to get them in a rotation, you know, like you go through Mario Kart, and then you get Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and then you get Kirby Super Kirby Clash, and then you get Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, and then you get what you get now is Pokemon. With the exception of on Sunday, I usually post a Scrap Clicker 2 video because I have a group in Scrap Clicker 2 that I often like. Hey guys, this is the new stuff that just came out for the game. I'm actually fairly high level, but I'm not super high level in Scrap Clicker 2. I'm basically at that point where the developer is basically adding new stuff and I'm getting it immediately. But there's people way higher in levels than me that basically, oh yeah, there's this new feature I can just level up 50 times, and it's by tapping because I have all the resources stockpiled up for that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get the Scrap Clicker 2 video out right after this video. Yeah, it's gonna be a double Sunday. And then I'm going to post out a Pokemon Sword on Monday, which will repeat back over into Mario Kart Deluxe. Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, the last video for that, the last bonus video for that is happening this week. I'm just going to go and last one that, and because there's basically no one wants to watch the bonus videos after, so I'm just gonna end that out right there, and I'm going to let Pokemon take over that slot in that rotation, and then I'm going to insert a few other games into the cycle. I'm going to add back in some movie reviews and old TV show reviews. I actually have a small collection of the original Doctor Who. I mean the original Doctor Who on DVD. Not all the episodes because a lot of them were lost in fires. And I also have Lights Out from the good grief. It's from the 1940s. Yeah, it's from the 1940s. Because 1949. It started in 1949 and went to 1952. I got that, which I will put into the rotation. I got all of them. I got the complete collection of the Lights Out. Oh, it's a really old horror, sci-fi, mystery TV series that was from the late 1940s to the early 1950s. I will cover that. This is basically the precursor to the Twilight Zone. I mean, this is the precursor to the Twilight Zone and the Outer Limits. This was before those shows even existed, and those shows are darn old. TV was basically just starting up right around then. TV actually predates earlier into the 1940s, but a lot of TV stations were basically live broadcast local matters. So if you lived in Chicago, you got yourself 3 TV stations. They were on for say, depending on the station, they may have been only on from say 5 in the morning to 9 at night. Yeah, everything was just static outside those hours, and they just basically had live performances. People singing music, people talking about the news in the local area, stuff like that. Most of that stuff from the early 1940s to the late 1940s was never recorded. I mean, never recorded. They just didn't record that stuff. There was a few shows that were recorded, and this was one of them. It was Captain Zero, which is also the precursor. Is basically imagine Doctor Who before Doctor Who, with a slight arrangement of components. Interestingly enough, Captain Zero, the first 2 seasons were never recorded. The last 2 seasons were recorded. The last few seasons were recorded. So yeah, the first 2 seasons are lost forever. But the last few seasons were recorded because at some point they decided, oh, we should be recording this as opposed to just doing live television. So there, which they got into the whole recording thing. But TV back then basically patterned itself off of radio dramas, and radio dramas were patterned after live performances in theaters. So in a live performance in a theater, you basically do your thing. People pay you for you performing, and that's it. And then you do it another day, and they come back and watch you again. No recording was ever done of that stuff. Oh, actually, on rare occasions. And a few other things. And same thing with TV, radio was that they just basically just showed up. They did the show, and then they left, and they came back another day. Whenever they wanted to do that episode again, they redid the episode again. They didn't do a recording. They didn't get into doing recordings until, for a lot of that stuff, until like the 1950s. Late 1940s and 1950s, which is the case why so many TV shows from the first 4 or 5 years that were on the various TV stations, and including radio and stuff like that, were never recorded. So there. I'm going to go ahead and start covering more of that stuff. I was doing a whole bunch of old movie reviews way back then. Way back when. I will probably go back into doing that now. I still had to do the last episode for... I have to do the last episode for the Phantom Empire, because I never got around to doing that. That was right around the time when I added in gaming gameplay videos to my channel, and I did that for some period of time, and then I kind of like, I kind of got late on it, and then I kept saying to myself, I'm going to do that last episode. Yeah. So there. I'm going to get on that stuff, but the problem is that there's a lot of things I have to do, and so it's just simply me having to figure out when I'm going to get around to doing it. Well, thank you very much for watching this video again. I know I keep saying that over and over again, thinking that I'm going to exit out, and then I think of something like, yeah, I should talk to you about this and what I'm going to do with the channel, because it's double value, okay? Thank you very much for watching again and again, and thank you very much for returning to the channel in the future. If you have any thoughts as to what you like to see more of, just throw it in the comments below. There's no guarantee that I will do that. However, if I see a bunch of people say, like, I have like 3 things I'm thinking of doing, and I see a bunch of people mention the third thing, some people mention a 4th, 5th, or 6th, I will look at the 4th, 5th, and 6th and like, okay, I'll look into that, but okay, thank you very much for pointing out the third thing. I was having a difficult time thinking of which are the 3 things I should do, but since so many people were talking about the third thing, I will go and look into the third thing. So, if anything, it's basically just breaks my indecision on a lot of decisions, So, thank you very much again and again and again, and for coming to the channel. And next up is Scrap Clicker 2, will be episode 4. It's going to be really short unless I ramble off onto something else again and again and again.